Did you hear about it? I know I'm not the only one who got the phone call. I know you heard about it, but look, in case you didn't, let me tell you what happened. I was talking to my auntie, right? But she had been talking to my mother-in-law. It's actually my mother's auntie, so it's technically my great aunt, but we just call her auntie anyway, Auntie Paula. So look, Auntie Paula called me and she was very, very upset. And I said, well, what happened, Auntie Paula? She said, that boy done lost the building. I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, that boy, he done lost the building. Led. And I was like, okay, I'm going to need you to back up. Who is Led? She said, you know Led. You grew up with Led. And I was like, I don't know a Led. Who is Led? She said, you know Leviticus, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Jackson, the preacher's son. Y'all, when I was a kid, we called him Levi. I guess the oldsters have taken to calling him by his full name or by his initials. I was today years old when I found out that Levi's full name was Leviticus, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Jackson. I thought he was just Levi Jackson. Okay. So first of all, Leviticus done lost the building. Now look, if you grew up in the kind of family like I grew up in, you know what that automatically means. It's only one building of note. There's only one building everybody talk about. You know which one? The church building. And I was like, our family been going to that church for, my auntie interrupted. I got married in that church. Okay. My auntie is 97, something like that. 96. She in her 90s. She beating the hell out of 100. She about to shake hands with St. Peter. So, you know, she can't be bad-mouthing the Lord or the church or nothing like that, the Lord's people. So I knew something had gone all the way to the left when she was real mad. Also, when did they start calling Levi Led? But okay, whatever. So Led was down there to the church running a crypto ministry. What? The what? I said, what you mean a crypto ministry? She said, girl, I don't know. I don't know what crypto is, but clearly it got the devil in it because the boy done lost the church. I said, Auntie, that church should have been paid off years ago. She's like, well, you know, they got the church a long time ago, but I think it still had a little bit of a mortgage on it. Kids, is this only black churches? I don't know. Maybe all churches are like this. Maybe it's just like a southern thing. And I don't understand. How the congregation, the same congregation, families and families have been in that church for generations, and that building is still not paid off. And every time you go in, the boiler's broken, the air conditioner don't work, the steps are creaking. You know what I'm saying? There's always something wrong with them. And I said, okay, so just tell me what happened and what y'all gonna do about it. Because usually if quote unquote, the boy done lost the church building, I guess that means it's up for foreclosure or something like that. All she told me was the boy done lost the church building and now she got to go to the widow's last mite. And I was like, is she speaking to me in English? She was like, you know what I'm talking about. The widow's last mite, Holiness Church. That's the name of the church? She's like, that's the name of the new church I'm going to start going to. I was going to regular holiness, but now I got to go to the widow's last mite holiness. Who is naming these churches? Okay. I just need to take a breath. I just need to take a breath and understand what happened. So after she finished ranting and raving about how crypto is the devil, she explained to me what happened. The regular preacher retired. And so when the preacher retired, he named his son. Now, let me tell you something. People think preaching is a family business, but it's not, right? It's not like a hardware store that you could pass down from generation to generation. The old preacher was a decent preacher and people came to church. Now my dog want to get up. Look, you upset about the church too, right? Anyway, so the old preacher had a bunch of old ladies. Ouch, stop. The old preacher had a bunch of old ladies up there and they, you know, blessing the babies and performing the weddings and doing the funerals and doing all the things. But he was ready to retire. Every time I was up there, oh, we need a love offering for the preacher. They always need a love offering. I don't even like you. You can't even get a like offering from me. But okay, he want a love offering. You know what a love offering is? They're just going to pass this basket around one more extra time so we could like line the preacher's pocket. They should have been using that to pay off the church. Anyway, so the main preacher retired and the old people was like, okay, well, his young boy is going to quit going from being Levi. I guess now he going by his full name, Leviticus, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Jackson, and Led. became the preacher at the church. And he was bringing in all the singles ministry and this ministry and that ministry. They got the singing ministry. They got the walking ministry. They got the cornhole ministry. Everything got a ministry. Okay, fine. Good. Whatever you need to do to bring souls into the church, fine. That's your business. Ain't got nothing to do with me. So then Holiness Church brought in musicians. Okay, cool. People playing the drums and the trumpets and the whatever. I don't know, because, I'm a devoted heathen, so I wasn't going to church like that, right? So they brought in all these musicians, and they brought in this drummer that everybody loved the drummer, honey. All the ladies loved the drummer. The ladies was flocking from far and wide to come see this drummer. And I was like, that little fat drummer? Why are they so excited about the fat drummer? Okay, fine. And then two of the sisters from the church was arguing over the fat drummer and got into a fist fight over this man. A fist fight. And I'm not talking about two 20-year-old girls. Two 40-year-old women went down the street after church one day and got into a fist fight behind the chicken shack. That is the most ghetto shit I ever heard of in my entire life. How y'all fighting down behind the chicken shack over the fat drummer? At the Holiness Church that's led by Leviticus, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Jackson. Okay. Crazy. So they trying to bring in more young people, trying to make it more hip, trying to do all this thing. And then Led told everybody that the Lord spoke to him and moved his spirit that the church should invest its money in crypto. The Lord know about crypto? I ain't know. I don't go to church like that. So Jesus, Satan, somebody told him about crypto, and he invested a bunch of the church's money in crypto, and something happened in the crypto market. I don't know what happened. And now he done lost the church. Y'all, I was like, this is part of the reason I don't go to church. Also, I'm a heathen and I like to sleep on Sundays. But I was like, so Auntie, what y'all gonna do? She said, I don't know. I guess I'm just down at Widow's Last Mite now. I said, Auntie, is that the real name of a church? She said, And every Sunday, they tell the story of the widow's last mite. I said, but first of all, a mite sound like something, like an itchy, scratchy, something you got to get rid of. And she's like, no. It's a story that they tell every week so that you give down to your last penny. You give till it hurts. But let me tell you something. I gave my money to the fool with the crypto. I'm not giving, I'm a widow, but they not getting my last mite. And I was like, maybe you could go to another church. And she was just like, This was on the same bus route that I gone before. So, I guess that's where the Lord wants me, because otherwise the Lord wouldn't have put it on my bus route. Y'all, pray my strength in the Golden Girls. Let me tell you something. Between the fat drummer and the crypto and the fist fights behind the chicken shack, I don't know why I call my relatives. But she was like, but we trying to keep this quiet and just within our church family. I said, I'm not in your church family. She said, well, girl, I read all the details on Facebook. But aside from that, we keeping it quiet. Okay, Oldster. I was like, okay, Auntie, have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. She said, peace and blessings to you, sis. Peace and blessings to you. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these people. It's so much easier to be a heathen, but you know how we do. The crypto ministry and lead and everything else, you ain't heard none of this from me.